Welcome, learners, to another deep dive.
Hello, everyone.
Today we're exploring a stack of sources that offer a truly unexpected journey. We're going from the glittering high-stakes world of Monaco and a writer's creative battle to an ancient conflict erupting, believe it or not, in a modern living room.
Wow.
And then finally into this really kind of magical bakery and a search for true purpose.
Yeah, quite the mix.
I'm really eager to see how these seemingly disparate narratives weave together. I suspect we'll find some, truly insightful connections.
I think so, too.
So our mission today is to uncover the incredible threads that tie these stories together. How can a writer, under, intense pressure, transform a really grim premise into a tale of choosing love and, I guess, a different kind of fulfillment?
Right.
And how can a book, a real book from our own history, actually mend a feud that has festered for thousands of years?
It sounds incredible, doesn't it?
It really does. And finally, what does the sort of enchanting magic of a community-focused bakery teach us about discovering our authentic calling? Get ready for some profound reflections, I think, because these sources are just brimming with layers of meaning.
Absolutely. And what's particularly compelling, I think, is how our sources illuminate the human experience through such varied lenses. The intricate dance of creative pressure, the deep-seated impact of social conflict, and the very personal journey of self-discovery.
Right.
So we'll be dissecting the mechanics of storytelling, the transformative power of empathy, and the often surprising, sometimes unconventional routes we take to unearth genuine satisfaction. These narratives really invite us to consider how imagination, a deep-seated sense of justice, and, well, the courage to pursue happiness can dramatically reshape not just individual lives, but entire realities.
Okay, learners, let's dive into our first source. It's called Can an Exotic Dancer Have a Heart of Gold? And this isn't just a story. It feels like a masterclass in creative wrestling.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Our writer, Rose, finds herself in this guy Sparky's crosshairs, right? She's faced with an assignment she absolutely despises.
Oh, yeah.
You can practically feel her cringe when Sparky lays out his vision. Get this. A traveling thief, an exotic dancer, a literal golden heart to be stolen.
A literal gold heart.
Yes. And then the inevitable tragic mistake of murder. He frames it as a Shakespearean romantic tragedy, even grimmer than the Brothers Grimm.
Wow. No pressure then.
Right. And Sparky isn't just pushing Rose out of her comfort zone. He's aiming to, catapult her. He demands two totally new characters for her to develop.
Oh, okay.
He's deliberately challenging her, stretching her creative muscles in a direction she clearly resists.
Pushing those boundaries.
Exactly. And the setting, he suggests. The glamorous, high-stakes world of Monaco, perfect, he declares, for this dark tale. It's an intriguing setup, isn't it? Forcing a writer to confront a premise that just goes against her very grain.
Yeah, and this immediately brings up a crucial question, I think. What does it actually mean to be genuinely pushed creatively, especially when the initial idea is met with such, profound resistance?
Right, that internal conflict.
Exactly. The tension between a creator's personal sensibilities and an imposed narrative often leads to unexpected breakthroughs, as we kind of see here. From a broader perspective, it's really about external pressure forcing internal growth, where the constraints themselves become a catalyst for innovation.
Okay.
So Rose, with, evident reluctance, begins to construct these characters. She addresses them directly, Sophia and Scarlett, almost like they're actors she's directing in her head.
Yeah, I noticed that.
But right from the outset, she imposes a strict, non-negotiable rule. There is to be no killing.
Boom. There it is.
That's her moral compass, right? Drawing a clear line in the sand, battling the grim premise Sparky handed her. It's a powerful act of authorial agency. She then dives into the details, meticulously crafting Scarlett. She describes Scarlett as the most famous, most beautiful, most flexible, exotic dancer in Monaco, and crucially, the wealthiest woman in the city, maybe even all of Southern Europe. Her mansion, perched high in the hills, is apparently as iconic as Scarlett herself.
Wow.
And the performances Scarlett delivers are described as higher end, a kind of grift, really.
Yeah, grift? How so?
Well, she doesn't have to take her clothes off. Her allure is purely the illusion. She dances behind two other girls with large feather fans wearing a nude bodysuit, offering only these split-second glimpses of what looks like naked flesh.
Okay. Teasing, not revealing.
Precisely. The entire concept is that she's on display like a living copy of the statue Venus, not to be handled.
Venus, okay.
And security guards strictly enforce a no-groping rule. The payoff for her wealthy patrons is intense arousal, driving them wild, but nothing more. It's a brilliant subversion of the exotic dancer stereotype, isn't it? It emphasizes control, illusion, and maybe intellectual allure over physical availability.
That's a really fascinating detail about Scarlet. She's not just a dancer, she's a master of illusion, totally controlling the narrative of her own display.
Exactly.
And then we have Sophia, the other new character Rose has to conjure up.
Right, the burglar.
Sophia is the thrill-seeking burglar, yeah. The most successful cat burglar ever, apparently never rested, and rich beyond her wildest dreams.
Okay, so she doesn't need the money.
Not at all. She's driven by the thrill of the chase, the danger. We learn Sophia has this long-standing flirtation with a detective in Monte Carlo.
Ooh, interesting dynamic.
Right, but has never gone beyond flirting, mainly due to the detective's impeccable professional standards and Sophia's own ingrained distaste of the police.
Makes sense. Oil and water.
Yeah. Now, Rose explicitly states Sophia is no lesbian, but she frames Sophia's motivation for this flirtation in a really compelling way. It's dangerous, a thrill with a cop. You know, the ultimate high for a master criminal.
The risk is the reward.
Exactly. Rose intends for us, the readers, to share in this dangerous thrill. So Sophia's playing with fire, but without ever getting burned or even like physically touching. It's all about the psychological game, the tension, the exquisite risk, not the physical act.
Gotcha.
It sets up a character who craves excitement and conquest, but with a strict personal code of conduct. Much like Rose herself seems to have, maybe.
That's a great point. Rose is definitely establishing characters who, despite their unconventional professions, operate with a strong sense of internal control and their own unique set of rules.
Yeah.
And this is a crucial foundation, I think, for how she intends to subvert Sparky's original, much more gruesome premise.
Right, laying the groundwork.
And this creative tension, it really culminates in a fascinating encounter. One night, after a particularly frustrating flirting session with the detective, Sophia steps into Scarlet's club. She's drawn by whispers of a pure gold object worth a fortune, rumored to be hidden in Scarlet's mansion.
The target.
But what she finds there isn't just a target, it's an unexpected connection. Scarlet, in turn, is immediately fascinated by Sophia. In a totally unprecedented move, she pulls out a chair and sits very close, signaling her attraction and ensuring Sophia gets a very close look at her body.
Okay.
Again, the strict do not touch rule applies.
Still in control.
Absolutely. They share an expensive champagne, chatting quietly about Monaco, the casino, restaurants, shops. When the bottle's empty, Scarlet makes an offer. Get out of here.
Bold move.
Right. Sophia agrees, drives Scarlet home in her Ferrari, which screeches to a stop at Scarlet's opulent mansion.
Okay, here we go.
They ascend these exterior stone steps to a huge door, opened by a French maid. Inside, polished marble, black and white checkerboard floor, twin staircases.
Very grand.
And there, in the center, stands a full nude statue of Scarlet.
Whoa.
But the real revelation is in a cut-in just above her breast, where a solid gold human-sized heart just sitting there.
There it is, the gold heart.
The literal gold heart. Then Scarlet takes Sophia by the hand, leads her up the right staircase to an open doorway on the second floor, revealing a giant-sized, red heart-shaped bed.
Oh my goodness. Red heart bed, gold heart statue.
Exactly. The doors close, leaving us, the audience, to imagine the, well, profound shift in Sophia's world.
That's a masterfully crafted scene, isn't it? The deliberate contrast is just so striking. You've got the cold, tangible gold heart, this blatant symbol of immense material wealth and acquisition.
Right.
Immediately juxtaposed with the vibrant, suggestive intimacy of the red heart-shaped bed.
Yeah, it really sets the stage perfectly for Sophia's critical internal conflict.
Totally. And the anatomical detail of the statue, especially as Sophia observes it the next morning, that really drives home the connection between, like, the physical form and the symbolic heart.
How so?
Well, it's morning. Sophia emerges, still in her tux, descends the left staircase this time.
Ah, nice detail.
And she examines the magnificent statue. The text explicitly states, every detail anatomically accurate as Sophia has been over every inch of the body.
Ooh. Okay.
Which strongly implies a night of pretty profound intimacy, especially since Sophia, despite years of flirting, never slept with a woman before.
Wow. Okay, so that's a huge deal for her character.
Massive. It immediately raises the question, for Sophia and for us, Had Scarlet fundamentally changed Sophia in one night?
Right, a total paradigm
For
shift.
a character defined by thrill and non-attachment, yeah. Sophia then stares at the literal golden heart. She's already wealthy beyond measure, knows she'll never spend all the money she has.
So the gold heart isn't really the prize anymore.
Exactly. Her inner conflict becomes truly profound. Can the world's greatest burglar retire, walk away from a solid gold heart and the woman who gave her red and beating heart last night?
Oof.
This isn't just a choice between objects, it's a moral reckoning.
Precisely. And this is where Rose, as the writer, faces the ultimate challenge of Sparky's original premise, but she's cleverly reframed it with her own no-killing rule. Sophia is faced with an impossible choice. Pick one or pick neither of the two hearts, the red beating heart of love and connection, or the cold gold heart of material acquisition.
The core dilemma.
Right. And Sophia herself finds this a cheat, a moral choice she's never had to make before, protesting that she just took things previously.
Yeah, it's new territory for her.
It's an entirely new dimension for a character who has always operated purely on thrill and acquisition, revealing this deeper, previously unexamined core.
So how does Rose solve this?
Well, Rose, ever the clever storyteller and, subverter of expectations, intervenes once more. She offers a new, unexpected path. Sophia can have both the gold heart and Scarlet's love if she retires as a con woman and theft.
Ah, the catch,
Yeah.
but a positive one.
Exactly. It's a brilliant reframing. It turns a grim, tragic premise into one of redemption and profound personal growth.
Wow.
Sophia, recognizing Rose's skill in, cornering her ethically, accepts the deal. She chooses both. She chooses Scarlet. And in this wonderful, whimsical touch that kind of seals her commitment to this new, unconventional life, she even agrees to wear a top hat to bed sometimes.
I love that detail.
Right. It just underscores her acceptance of a life that balances her past thrill-seeking with this new domesticity, maybe.
Yeah. And that's where the brilliance of Rose's creative problem-solving truly shines, I think. She manages to transform Sparky's grim, potentially exploitative original idea into a story about love, retirement, and a choice for a profoundly different kind of fulfillment.
Totally flip the script.
Absolutely. It's a testament to how an artist can subvert expectations and infuse their own moral framework into an unwelcome assignment. When Rose submits the story later that afternoon, Sparky is, unsurprisingly, surprised.
I bet.
He questions the lack of nudity, clearly expecting something far more explicit from an exotic dancer premise.
Right. Missed the point entirely.
But Rose, always a step ahead, cleverly points out the two detailed scenes where the full nude statue of Scarlet is described, particularly Sophia's observation of it, noting every detail anatomically accurate, as Sophia has been over every inch of the body.
Huh. Gotcha. Technicality.
It's a technical victory for Rose. Sparky concedes, acknowledging her triumph and even remarking, kind of grudgingly, how she even got a scam artist to adventure with now.
Nice.
She truly managed to flip the script, turning a potentially dark, exploitative narrative into one of profound character transformation and ethical choice, all while satisfying the technical requirements in a way he hadn't anticipated.
Yeah, this segment isn't just about creative problem solving, though. It's really a testament to how rigid constraints can actually force a more profound, values-driven outcome.
Interesting.
Rose's transformation of a gruesome premise into a story where true wealth is found in moral choice, not material gain. It kind of flips conventional wisdom on its head.
It does.
It reveals that the power of an author's agency lies not just in their ability to create, but in their courage to redefine success within given boundaries. So for you, the listener, this segment challenges us to consider. When you're faced with an unwelcome or rigid requirement, how can you redefine the win to align with your deepest values? Even if it means completely reimagining the original goal or finding an unexpected path to fulfillment, it's a powerful lesson in navigating external pressures while maintaining that internal integrity.
Right. Okay, so from that fictional drama and creative ingenuity in Monaco, let's pivot to something very real, or at least real within the world of our sources. The incredibly tense. We find ourselves at a book club, of all places, usually a sanctuary for shared ideas.
Yeah, usually pretty chill.
But the atmosphere here quickly goes from celebratory to absolutely explosive.
Oh boy.
It starts innocently enough, though. Some happy news from Becker. She reveals she's dating Eldara, and she wants to share this without freaking out Rose, specifically because Rose had apparently invested in Beckraken, a previous relationship idea.
Yeah, ship names. Gotta love them.
Totally. Rose, always one for a good ship name, playfully suggests Beckon and Paul Dara, expressing genuine happiness for Becker.
Nice. Okay. So far, so good.
It's a warm, convivial start to what quickly turns into something far more volatile. It really proves how quickly personal happiness can be overshadowed.
Indeed. That initial moment of joy provides a really stark and jarring contrast to the conflict that immediately follows. It highlights how swiftly personal happiness can be eclipsed by deeper, unresolved societal issues. The atmosphere shifts dramatically the moment Nim arrives. She brings a keg of beer and homemade pretzels, welcomed warmly by the group.
Okay.
But then Eldara arrives with a bottle of wine, which she promptly drops upon seeing Nim.
Oh, no.
The confrontation is instant, raw, and intensely heated. Eldara, pointing an accusing finger at Nim, exclaims, "What is that doing here?"
Wow.
Nim, without missing a beat, replies, elf, and immediately puts up her fists.
Fists up at book club.
Apparently. It's clear this is no simple misunderstanding. It's some kind of ancient enmity just boiling to the surface.
Okay, so what's the deal?
They immediately reveal they know each other due to an ongoing war. Nim, with the weight of generations in her voice, states, "They stole our land."
Whoa, okay. Big accusation.
Eldara counters with equal ferocity, "Did not. We paid a dwarf for that land. Hence it became our land. You people have been trying to get it back ever since."
A land dispute.
Yeah.
An old one.
Very old. Nim doesn't back down, clarifying the deep injustice she perceives. That dwarf didn't own the land and had no right to sell it. Just because you pay a con man doesn't mean you own what they sell.
Oof. Point taken.
The land in question is called Quintessence. And this isn't a recent squabble. The conflict dates back thousands of years ago after the elves beat the dwarfs at the Battle of Quintessence.
Thousands of years.
Yeah. Leading to the dwarfs returning to the Mithril Mountains and a complete cessation of communication ever since. Both vehemently declare, with this profound ancestral conviction, we're still at war.
Wow. That's intense. Bringing millennia of baggage into the living room.
Exactly. It's not just a squabble. It's a deeply ingrained ancestral hatred.
And this is where the narrative shifts dramatically again, right? Rose's reaction.
Oh, yeah.
Her reaction to this age-old racism as she perceives it is swift, visceral, and incredibly powerful. She doesn't just ask them to be civil. She is incandescent with rage. She immediately demands they leave her home, unwilling to tolerate racists who hate for what she calls petty reasons, tied to physical characteristics, tall, thin, pointed ears versus short, stout, rounded ears.
She calls them out directly.
Totally. She calls their lives mean little and them despicable, just laying bare her profound disgust at such inherited prejudice. And what's truly remarkable is how she immediately connects their ancient sort of fantastical conflict directly to real-world prejudice and tragedy.
Right. She makes that leap.
She recounts reading the diary of Anne Frank as a young girl, emphasizing the author's age, 14, 15, hiding for 2 years, ultimately dying in a prison camp less than 70 years ago.
Such a powerful reference.
It really is. For Rose, it's not a distant historical fact. It's his living, breathing testament to the human cost of hatred. And she connects it further to a stark historical reality in what was meant to be a free country. A reality where, as the source puts it, people of color had a special book of the places they were allowed to eat, the hotels they were allowed to stay in.
Ah, the Green Books, Jim Crow era.
Exactly. It's a clear, powerful illusion. Rose expresses profound sadness and dismay, saying she never imagined I lived in a world where it still went on. Her plea for empathy is just palpable, born from this deep understanding of historical injustice.
It's a really moving moment.
And her actions are immediate and decisive. She asked Doug to make 11 copies of the Diary of Anne Frank.
11 copies. Wow.
She specifically asks Becker to take one to Eldara and Lou to take one to City Hall tomorrow, aiming to spread this vital lesson far and wide.
Spreading message.
To ensure that this historical narrative, this testament to human suffering and resilience, reaches those who most need to hear it. It's an extraordinary act of confronting hatred with a direct educational intervention.
Yeah, this is truly a pivotal moment in our sources. Rose, despite her earlier discomfort with a purely fictional moral choice.
Right, back in the Monaco story.
She makes a very clear, impassioned moral stand against real-world prejudice, even if it manifests in this fantastical context of elves and dwarfs. Her immediate and direct action, using a powerful historical text, almost like a weapon against hate, It's a striking example of confronting hate with education.
Definitely.
And it raises an important question for all of us, really. How do we, as individuals and communities, confront deeply ingrained prejudice, whether it's ancient or modern? And what tools do we have at our disposal that can actually pierce through generations of animosity?
It's a huge question.
It is. After Eldara and Nims leave, Lou comforts Rose, telling her no one blames her. But Rose expresses this deep sadness that sweet little girl Alina is going to grow up in a house surrounded by hate and get infected by it.
Oh, it's heartbreaking.
Yeah. She also feels bad for putting Becker in a horrible position, and she reflects with this profound sigh, it's so easy to hate and so hard to love. And even Sparky, Rose's usual teaser, hasn't teased her for days, suggesting the gravity of the situation really impacted him profoundly, silencing even his playful jabs.
Wow. So the ripple effects are felt.
Definitely. But then, something truly remarkable, almost miraculous happens.
Okay, I'm ready for this.
A few days later, Eldara and Nim walk into the bookstore together.
No way, together.
Together. Which in itself is a staggering sight, given their recent confrontation. They approach Rose and apologize from the bottom of our hearts for the trouble caused.
A genuine apology.
Seems like it. Eldara explicitly states, with real humility, that book made me see past the prejudice and hate drummed into me by my parents.
The book worked.
It did. She credits Paula Becker for explaining the context, the war, the Nazis, everything, highlighting the importance of not just the text itself, but the discussion and understanding that went with it.
Right, context is key.
And Nim, too, confirms the profound impact. I don't want Alina to grow up and be consumed by hate. Arthur read the book to me last night, then I stayed up all night rereading it. That could have been Elena or Salome hiding in a cold, dark attic.
Wow, making it personal.
Exactly. The historical narrative clearly resonated on a deeply personal, empathetic level, allowing them to project the suffering onto those they cared about.
That's powerful.
They admit they're not yet friends, but they've had a good long talk at City Hall and are on the road to becoming like them. Presumably, people who overcome prejudice embrace a more compassionate perspective, like Rose herself. They thank Rose for the book and for confronting us honestly.
That's a truly astonishing turn of events. So how does Rose react?
Well, Rose, seeing their sincerity and the genuine shift in their perspective, immediately invites them back to the Fellowship the Book Club for next week.
Just like that. Back in.
Just like that. With a practical request, though. Nim brings more beer. Eldara brings a nice bottle of wine. Practical acceptance.
Exactly. Her immediate acceptance underscores her belief in reconciliation and the power of moving forward once genuine understanding has been achieved. It's not about holding a grudge. It's about fostering change.
What's truly remarkable here is how a single, deeply personal historical account, the Diary of Anne Frank, didn't just teach a lesson, it actively dismantled thousands of years of inherited hatred.
Incredible, isn't it?
It wasn't abstract. It was the tangible human cost of prejudice made real for them. This isn't just about reading a book. It's about how a specific narrative, when courageously applied and empathetically understood, can pierce through the thickest walls of inherited bias and ignite genuine millennia-spanning transformation. It shows that even the most deeply entrenched hatreds can be dislodged by a powerful narrative and the courage to look beyond those inherited biases.
Yeah, this narrative truly underscores the idea that knowledge, especially historical understanding and personal testimony, can be a powerful catalyst for change. The characters were forced to confront their inherited prejudices through a deeply personal human story, making the abstract consequences of hatred tangible and, well, undeniable.
Right.
It reveals the profound power of empathy, that ability to feel what another has felt, to bridge even the widest divides.
Yeah.
It demonstrates that critical thinking and challenging deeply held, often unexamined beliefs can lead to reconciliation and a more compassionate world.
Yeah.
Rose's act of demanding they read the book, backed by her passionate conviction, wasn't just about sharing information.
No.
It was about demanding introspection and a reevaluation of those deeply held assumptions. So for you, the listener, this section really asks, what ancient grudges or ingrained biases might you unknowingly carry? And what powerful book or perspective could help you see beyond them to a place of greater understanding and empathy?
Okay. Our journey now takes us to another new beginning, a really profound personal quest for happiness, this time for Paula, who we also know as Becker from the last segment.
Right, Paul Becker. After the intensity of that book club confrontation, she decides to switch gears entirely and pursue a new passion.
Baking.
Baking. Interesting turn.
It is. It's a significant and intriguing turn, highlighting a different kind of transformation. She approaches Lily, initially asking just to help with gathering, like, ingredients, I guess. But she quickly clarifies her true, deeper interest: becoming a baker. This isn't just a hobby. It feels like a desire for a fundamental shift in her life.
Yeah, that transition from societal conflict to a personal quest for happiness is a powerful testament, I think, to human resilience and that innate desire for meaning and joy.
Definitely.
It illustrates that even after profound, unsettling experiences, the search for purpose and authentic selfhood continues.
So what's her reasoning? Why baking?
Well, Paula explains that her love for baking isn't a sudden impulse. It stems from a cherished childhood joy, baking with her mom and grandmother. That was a source of early happiness for her.
Ah, okay. A connection to the past. Right. But after her dad died, she explains, she focused entirely on school and defense of my country, putting that personal joy, that connection to her past, aside for duty and discipline.
Duty called.
Exactly. Now, after the events in the book, referencing the larger narrative she's part of, which involved questioning her own reality.
Right, that existential bit.
She found herself at loose ends. She profoundly states that Rose and the other Paula made her worry about her reality, a deep existential questioning of her very existence or identity.
Wow, that's heavy.
It is. Her conclusion from this period of reflection is beautifully simple and profound. If I'm not real, the least I can do for myself is try to be happy. I think baking is what might make me happy.
Whoa. That's quite a statement.
Isn't it? This is not just a career change. It's a philosophical stance on living a meaningful life in the face of existential uncertainty. It's a radical embrace of joy as a purpose.
That's such a powerful motivation. To find happiness is a way to affirm one's own reality, even if you doubt it. And Lily, the baker she approaches, her response is interesting too, right?
Yeah, Lily, in response, shares her own analogous path, which further validates Paula's decision. Lily, too, loved baking with Maggie, the previous baker, as a kid.
Okay.
But because she had no magic, she doubted it could be a long-term path for her, thinking herself unqualified or incomplete.
Self-doubt.
Right. It was only when Maggie asked her to look after the store, a seemingly simple request, that she discovered, I wouldn't really be happy doing anything else.
So the opportunity revealed the passion.
Exactly. It emphasizes that passion can transcend perceived limitations or initial self-doubt, and that a true calling can sometimes reveal itself through unexpected opportunities and responsibilities, not necessarily through innate pre-existing gifts. It's about discovering what truly resonates with your spirit.
So what insights can we draw from these two journeys then, Paula and Lily?
Well, I think both demonstrate how a personal crisis, a profound questioning of one's reality, or even an unexpected opportunity can lead to rediscovering a long-lost passion or finding a completely new purpose.
Yeah.
It's not about what you should do or what's expected of you, but what genuinely makes you happy, even if that path is unconventional.
And speaking of unconventional, this bakery is something else, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Lily starts outlining the unique operational aspects, and it's clear this isn't your average patisserie. All non-magical ingredients, for example, are always available in the kitchen.
That's super convenient.
And non-magical baked goods mix and bake themselves.
Okay, sign me up. That sounds amazing.
Right. It sounds like a baker's dream of efficiency for the everyday stuff.
It absolutely does, which is fascinating. However, the truly special items, the magical baked goods, they still require significant hands-on involvement.
Okay. There's the catch.
Sort of. Lily explains that for these, ingredients must be gathered intentionally, a recipe must be followed to the letter for the mixing, and then the bakery takes over for the actual baking.
Interesting. So magic helps, but doesn't do everything for the special stuff.
Precisely. This blend of automated convenience for the mundane and skilled craftsmanship for the magical highlights a crucial point. Even in a world of effortless magic, the human element of care, intentionality, and precision remains essential for certain creations, especially those imbued with unique properties. It suggests that true mastery isn't about avoiding work, but about focusing human effort where it truly matters.
That makes sense. And there are other magical aspects too, right? Like preservation.
Oh, yeah. Another incredible feature is its perpetual quality. Nothing ever rots.
Nothing, ever.
Apparently not. Even Maggie's old bakes are as fresh, good, and potent as the day they were baked, ensuring an endless shelf life.
Wow.
And the magic also acts as a protective shield, keeping out insects, rodents, anything we'd consider bad, while allowing people, dogs, cats, no problem.
So it's like a perfectly clean, safe bubble.
Exactly. It's a truly enchanted and incredibly efficient operation, creating a pristine and welcoming environment. This makes the bakery a safe haven, not just for its goods, but potentially for the people within it, a space where concerns of decay or impurity are magically removed.
That's a powerful symbolism, isn't it? A place where things don't rot, where growth and sustenance are perpetual. It kind of reinforces that idea of finding a lasting purpose.
I think so.
Now, Lily introduces Paula to one of their whimsical products, the funny-looking muffin, popular around Samhain, apparently.
Okay. What's funny about it?
Well, this isn't your average baked good. It turned people's heads into animals, ghosts, zombie. You never know what you'll get till you eat it.
Whoa. Seriously.
Yeah. Kids naturally love it, and the effect lasts for a few hours. It's pure, delightful magic in a snack.
That's amazing. And slightly terrifying.
Yeah. But this magic also comes with a need for precision, as Paula learns.
Oh, so.
While gathering lucent lemon peel, a key magical ingredient for some recipes, Paula mistakenly points out a pretty close yellow flower.
Uh-oh.
Lily demonstrates the crucial difference, a real-world lesson in magical botany. The correct peel has a distinct lemon scent, even if faint, while the look-alike gives off an acrid, bitter taste just from sniffing it, immediately revealing its poisonous nature.
Yikes. Close call.
Very. Eating it, Lily explains, would result in death in half an hour without the antidote.
Okay, so the stakes are high when gathering.
Definitely. It highlights the very real dangers inherent in gathering magical ingredients and the importance of expertise and careful identification.
That moment really underscores the essential role of human knowledge and discernment, even amidst all this magic.
True.
However, Lily immediately reassures Paula, and this is key, that even if she did pick the wrong plant, once that plant is inside the bakery magically renders it inert. Nothing produced in that bakery could hurt a fly, let alone a human.
Whoa, a magical safety net.
Exactly. It's a crucial detail for customer safety and peace of mind, demonstrating the bakery's inherent, almost altruistic, protective magic. It effectively removes the ultimate risk from the human element, creating a truly safe space for creativity and learning.
That's incredible.
Plus, for practicality, the lucent lemon apparently grows like a weed, so they don't need to visit multiple fields for sustainability, making the gathering process efficient and environmentally sound.
Okay, so safe and sustainable magic. Nice.
And the bakery's business model is also wonderfully unconventional and deeply reflective of its values.
Oh, yeah. How does that work?
Well, since they don't actually pay for any ingredients, because, magic.
Right.
They don't usually charge for non-magical baked goods.
Free muffins.
Pretty much every day, they simply make up some reason why the bakes are free. Maybe it's a Tuesday, or someone smiled. Who knows?
Huh, that's great.
However, they do selectively charge very well-off customers, and nasty customers double.
Get out. Double for nasty customers.
That's what it says. It adds this unique element of discernment and a touch of poetic justice to their pricing.
I love that.
And all profits, we learn, go into a bank account for Salome when she gets older, as she may need some money.
Salome. Who's that?
Presumably someone connected to Maggie or Lily, maybe a child. Lily explains that Maggie, the bakery's founder, left her money to live off, but her needs are simple.
Ah, okay, so it's philanthropic.
It's a truly philanthropic and community-focused approach where the business serves a greater purpose beyond mere profit.
That philanthropic model is certainly unique, and it's inspiring how they've integrated their values into every aspect of their operations. But it also raises an interesting question maybe about sustainability or even the power dynamics. Like, if they're only charging the very well-off or nasty customers, does that create its own kind of unspoken judgment? Or could it potentially limit their reach if they truly wanted to expand their impact?
That's a fair point to consider.
Nevertheless, Paula's response to this model is equally unconventional and quite telling. She flatly refuses to be paid by Lily.
Really? Why?
She explains that Rose had previously paid her an insane amount of money for stealing that bone, some previous unstated adventure.
Ah, backstory.
That provided her significant financial security, apparently, which Rose wouldn't take back.
Gotcha. So she's set financially.
Seems so. Instead, Paula offers to pay Lily a weekly teaching fee to add to Salome's nest egg.
Wow. Paying to learn and contribute.
Exactly. It reveals this profound commitment on Paula's part. Her motivation is clearly about learning, contributing meaningfully, and finding purpose, not personal profit.
That's really admirable.
It's an investment in her own growth and in Salome's future. Lily, in turn, reciprocates this generosity by offering Paula a room at the bakery, included as part of her room and board, as an apprentice, rather than Paula needing to find an apartment.
Nice. A built-in community.
Yeah. The only practical difference, Lily notes with a touch of humor, is that laundry is the old-fashioned way, unlike the magical tower where laundry apparently cleans itself.
Huh. A small price to pay.
Right. It's a small price for such an enriching experience and a new sense of belonging.
Mm-hmm.
Lily then formally introduces Paula to Salome as her junior apprentice to boss around,
Oh, cute.
sealing her new beginning with a touch of humor and an immediate sense of purpose within the bakery's magical community.
Yeah, Paula's journey with Lily's Magical Bakery offers a really compelling insight, I think. True purpose often isn't found through logical progression or external expectations. But by returning to forgotten joys, especially after life-altering revelations, the bakery itself illustrates this, creating a space where the pursuit of happiness and community-focused philanthropy are intrinsically linked to craft, even when magic handles the mundane.
Yeah.
It demonstrates that genuine success isn't always about accumulating wealth, but about finding a purpose that resonates deeply and serves others, nurturing both the individual and the community. It kind of urges us to ask, what forgotten joy from your own past might hold the key to an unconventional, deeply fulfilling purpose in your present? And what might it look like to pursue it in a way that aligns with your deepest values? Hashtag tag tag outro.
Wow. What an incredible journey we've taken today, really.
Yeah, quite a ride.
From Rose bravely navigating Sparky's creative challenge, redefining success by crafting a story of love over gold, to the powerful millennia-spanning resolution of an elf-dwarf feud through the profound lens of the Diary of Anne Frank.
Amazing.
And finally, to Paula finding her calling as a magical baker, rediscovering purpose after questioning her own reality.
Yeah.
We've seen how creativity pushes boundaries, how empathy can heal even the most ancient wounds, and how true purpose can be found in the most unexpected places and through the most unconventional means.
Absolutely. Our sources have shown us that whether we are fictional characters making moral choices under pressure, or individuals grappling with deeply ingrained real-world prejudices, the human capacity for growth, understanding, and finding one's authentic path is ever present. These stories remind us of the profound impact of intentional, value-driven choices, the transformative power of a single, deeply personal narrative, and the quiet dignity of pursuing what truly brings joy and meaning, even when the world around us feels uncertain.
So what does this all mean for you, our listener? Here's maybe a thought to mull over. If a writer can transform a grim assignment into a tale of choosing love and retirement,
Right.
and an ancient intractable war can be diffused just by reading a single book,
Right.
what seemingly impossible choice in your own life, when you reframe it through the lens of your deepest values, could open up a path to unexpected fulfillment?
Good question.
And what long-standing feud or unquestioned belief, whether it's personal or inherited, might be resolved for you with a fresh, empathetic perspective? Maybe even a story from history, like Anne Frank's.
Yeah, we hope this deep dive has given you plenty to think about and perhaps inspired you to look for the gold hearts and the magical possibilities, not just in the stories around you, but within your own reality.
Welcome back. Today, we're diving into some excerpts from Rose and Lupinia, weeks 30-32.
Right.
We've got a story pitch, a thief and an exotic dancer, a really interesting fantasy conflict resolution, and a character finding a magical baking apprenticeship.
Yeah, lots going on. Definitely imaginative stuff.
Very imaginative, and a very direct storytelling style. Okay, let's jump right in.
Okay.
So first off, the narrative energy is fantastic. It moves at this exhilarating pace.
It really does.
But I think there's a real opportunity here to maybe deepen the emotional impact. Let some key moments breathe a bit more.
That's a keen observation. Yeah, the challenge, I think, is how quickly some pretty significant character shifts happen. Like Sophia's big decision about Scarlet's heart in Chapter 30. Or that, millennial-old elf-dwarf conflict in Chapter 31.
Yeah, resolved very fast.
Very fast. Almost in an instant. And that speed, it's great for moving the plot, sure, but maybe it diminishes the emotional weight sometimes.
Right. It makes it a little harder for the reader to fully buy into these huge personal changes.
Exactly. Because the internal journey, the struggle that gets them there, it feels a bit unexamined.
Yeah, it feels like we're sort of told a massive shift happened. We see the outcome.
We get the result.
But we don't quite experience the process of that shift with the character. It's like hearing someone won a race versus watching them run it, you know?
Absolutely. That's a great analogy.
So, to really let those big emotional moments land, the main suggestion is maybe just expand their duration a little.
Okay.
Doesn't mean adding tons of pages necessarily, but maybe just dedicating a bit more space to internal monologue or reflective moments.
More beats within the scene.
Exactly. More beats for the character to process things. Let the weight of the decision kind of settle for the reader, too.
That makes a lot of sense. So, like, if we look at Sophia's choice in chapter 30,
Mm-hmm.
between the red beating heart and the cold gold heart, instead of it feeling almost immediate,
Right.
imagine showing her really wrestling with it. Like, picture her standing there, maybe actually looking at that golden statue she was going to steal.
Maybe even touching it, feeling the cold metal.
Yeah. And letting her feel that old thrill, that temptation, for just a moment longer before Scarlet pulls her back.
And maybe contrasting that feeling, that new connection with Scarlet, against her past flirtations with the detective. What makes this different?
Why this person? Why is this worth giving up everything? Giving that internal debate more space could make her final choice feel so much more powerful. Earned.
Totally earned. And the same applies to the elf-dwarf conflict in Chapter 31. That resolution, using the Diary of Anne Frank, it's incredibly bold.
Really powerful idea.
But could we maybe explore the initial reluctance a bit more? Or the raw aftermath of Rose's outburst?
Right. Instead of just one reading and then, boom, City Hall meeting, problem solved.
Yeah. What if we saw Nim and Eldar's reconciliation as a bit more drawn out? What specific things did they actually discuss at City Hall?
How do you really start bridging centuries of hatred? Did Eldara truly grapple with the dwarves' history, or Nim with the elves?
That kind of deeper dive would make their eventual understanding feel like this huge, monumental triumph.
Not just a surprisingly quick fix.
It makes the resolution feel even more deserved, you know? Like building the bridge piece by piece.
It does. And quickly, when Paula realizes her reality might be fake in Chapter 32, that's a fantastic chance to really dig into her internal processing, that existential dread.
How does that specific feeling lead her straight to baking?
Exactly. Can we link it more tightly to her past as a defender of her country? Maybe baking isn't just chasing happiness, but it's like a new way to defend something.
Defend herself? Her sense of self? Yeah, her authenticity in a world that feels like it might be dissolving around her. What does she stand for now? That could be really compelling.
Okay, yeah, I see that. So that's about deepening the emotional core through pacing and interiority.
Right. Now, the second thing, the story sets up these really intriguing concepts and settings. Monaco, the mansion, the magical bakery.
Very cool ideas.
But the reader's immersion, how much we feel like we're there, could be amplified quite a bit by enriching the sensory details.
Ah, okay. The world-building details.
Exactly. You've hit on that balance, right? Between moving the plot and truly immersing the reader. Sometimes the descriptions feel efficient, they give us the information, but maybe they bypass some of that vivid imagery, that sensory engagement that really transports you.
Like Scarlett's mansion, we know it's opulent, but what does opulent feel like in this specific world? Or the magical bakery field. We know they're there, but we don't quite, smell them or feel the air.
It's like getting the blueprint instead of walking through the finished house. You know the layout, but not the atmosphere.
Exactly that. So a really powerful way to deepen things is just weaving in more evocative descriptions, appealing to all five senses.
Grounding the reader more firmly in what the characters are experiencing.
What are the sounds, the smells, the textures?
Yeah, and there are so many spots for this. Chapter 30 again, Scarlett's performance. Or when Sophia first walks into that club or the mansion.
Okay, give me an example.
Well, what's the specific sound of the music? Is it smoky jazz, pounding electronica? And the crowd, is it a low murmur or loud chatter? What about smells? Perfume, champagne?
Yeah, expensive perfume mixing with champagne. Or the texture of fabrics, maybe. Sophia brushes past someone wearing silk. Or the feel of the seats.
And the light. How does it hit Scarlett's costume or reflect off those marble floors?
Right. What does Sophia physically feel helping Scarlett out of the Ferrari? The cool leather? Or smell when she steps into the mansion? Is it old money like beeswax and polish, or something else? Fresh flowers? Exotic?
Those specifics really pull you in.
They do. And building on that, the book club in Chapter 31, we hear about homemade beer, which was delicious.
Okay.
But what kind of delicious? Is it bitter, sweet, hoppy? Does it fizz a certain way?
And the room itself? Cozy? Tense? Both?
Yeah. What are the actual expressions on people's faces when the conflict kicks off? Shock? Resignation? Anger?
And Eldora's comment about the smell of dwarves. Okay, it's rude, but from her biased view, what is that smell?
Is it earthy? Metallic, like a forge? Something specific to this world's dwarves? Giving even an offensive detail something concrete makes the world feel more real, strangely enough.
It does. It makes it tangible.
Absolutely. In Chapter 32, gathering the lucent lemon peel. What's the feel of the grass underfoot? Soft? Damp? Dry?
The quality of the light in that field. Is it dappled? Bright? Hazy? Magical?
And the smell difference between the lemon peel and the poison flower beyond just not strong versus acrid bitter. Can we get more nuance? What are the specific notes?
What defines the magical bakery itself? Is it just yeast and sugar? Or is there something more ethereal? Something that hints at the magic?
Exactly. These details aren't just decoration. They immerse. They let the reader live it.
Okay, good. Now, the third point is a bit different. It's about the narrative frame, specifically in Chapter 30.
Ah, the meta aspect.
Yes, where Rose is explicitly shown creating the story, directing the characters. It's definitely an interesting experimental choice.
It is.
But we should maybe think about whether it risks distancing the reader a little bit from the core emotional story.
You've put that well. Yeah. The way Rose dictates scenes to Sophia and Scarlett, and they even interject like,
Yep, I'm rich.
yeah, but I ain't no lesbian.
Right. It adds this extra layer, doesn't it, between the reader and what's happening on the ground with Sophia and Scarlett?
Mm-hmm.
And while it's effective for showing Rose's process and Sparky's influence,
Sophia and Scarlett's point of view, their feelings feel a little less immediate, maybe? Less resonant?
Yeah, the question becomes, is that authorial frame accidentally creating a barrier to connecting directly with the characters?
It's a clever device, for sure. But it does make you very aware you're watching the strings being pulled rather than just getting lost in the story itself.
Exactly. So a useful thing to consider here is whether that story within a story frame is really the best way to achieve the goal of, presumably, getting the reader deeply invested in Sophia and Scarlett's relationship and their dilemma.
Mm-hmm.
If the main aim is for the reader to experience their story directly, maybe streamlining the narrative voice, focusing just on their experiences, could be more powerful.
That makes sense. So, like, one option could be rewriting Chapter 30 more traditionally.
Potentially. Maybe using third-person limited, switching between Sophia's and Scarlett's perspectives.
So we'd still get Scarlett's whole strip as a grift philosophy and Sophia's thrill of the chase?
Absolutely. But through their actions, their internal thoughts, their dialogue.
Right there with them, feeling it, without the narrator explicitly directing things.
It would put us right in the moment with them.
Okay. Or the other way.
Or if the meta-narrative is the point, if it's intentionally central.
Lean into it even harder?
Exactly. Make Rose's struggle as the author or Sparky's weird demands much more central to the actual meaning of the whole piece.
So show how Rose translates those constraints into the story beats. Maybe have her reflect on the character's choices from her authorial perspective.
Yeah, highlighting the act of creation itself as a major theme.
That could be fascinating too. It would turn the writing process itself into a narrative thread.
It would. It might mean developing Rose and Sparky's dynamic even more, making their story just as vital as Sophia and Scarlett's.
It really highlights that choice, doesn't it? Whether to pull back that curtain or make the curtain itself part of the show.
Precisely. Okay, so just to recap quickly, we talked about three main areas.
Mm-hmm.
First, deepening those emotional arcs, giving the big character moments, the relationship shifts, a bit more room to breathe internally. Let the reader feel the weight.
Right. Allowing the process, not just showing the result.
Second, enriching the world building through more sensory details, really using sound, smell, touch, taste to pull the reader into those unique settings.
Make the world feel truly tangible.
And finally, taking a close look at that narrative frame in Chapter 30, deciding if the meta approach serves the core emotional story best,
or if either streamlining it or leaning into it even more deliberately would be stronger.
Considering if it engages or potentially distances the reader.
Exactly. The creative foundation here is really strong, lots of imagination. Applying these suggestions, thinking about pacing, sensory detail, and narrative framing could really elevate the impact.
Absolutely. Lots to work with.
We're definitely excited to see where this goes next. So please, do feel free to revise and resubmit. We'd love to take another look.